are y'all doing? Good. Gotta get situated first.
All right.
I will be performing a monologue from The Face of Emmett Till. Emmett was stricken with polio as a child, so the illness affected his speech. He had troubles with B's and M's. I imagine he tried to say something like bubblegum and his words getting stuck. So what I taught him was, whenever he got stuck on a word, not to get frustrated, but to just blow it out in a whistle. In no way would I ever think that he was trying to flirt or be disrespectful. He was probably trying to stop a stutter. That's all. Now I realized the thing that I thought would keep Emmett safe might have cost him his life. When Emmett arrived in Chicago, his body was very decomposed. The smell was incredibly nauseating. The funeral home director had to spray some powerful ammonia and open up a few windows just to keep us from becoming ill. You can actually smell my son's body 2 or even 3 blocks away from the funeral home. When they revealed Emmett's body, his body was stripped naked and covered in some sort of white powder. The white powder he was covered in was lime to make his body decompose faster, you see. And the first thing that I noticed, there was a hole in my son's head. And it was large enough to stick your hand through it. And then I noticed his mouth. It was just laying there wide open. That wire from that gin fan that those men used to tie around his neck to weigh him down in the water had left his mouth jammed open. And his tongue was so swollen, probably 10 times its normal size. It had been choked out of his mouth. And the eyeball over here was just laying down, dangling on his cheek. And the other one was almost completely gone. It was as if someone had taken a nut picker and just plucked it out. And his teeth. I was always so proud of Emmett's beautiful teeth. I only saw 2. But I could recognize those that were left. Then I noticed that my son's head was actually in 2 pieces. I mean, the entire back of his head had just been knocked off. This makes sense, because when I arrived in Mississippi, I heard a rumor that those 2 men who kidnapped Emmett had taken an axe and chopped straight down on my son's head. I looked at what was left of Emmett's skull, and I remember asking myself, was that bullet even necessary? Because surely he was dead before they shot him. Mr. Rayner asked should have Emmett's body fixed up for the funeral. And I said, you can't fix this. Let the people see what I saw. Let them feel how I feel. So, when I saw what Mr. Rayner had done, and when I saw the picture the Jet magazine had published, I told Mr. Rayner that he had done a fine job on Emmett. You could actually see where my son's head had been sewn back together and how it was pushed back into place and how he removed that one remaining eyeball. What everyone else saw was so much better than what I had seen. The entire time, I was looking at my son's body. I kept telling myself, I've got to look real good and real deep to see if I can find him. After looking and after searching, I found him. I finally found my boy. Thank you.